Hello and welcome to day 72 of the 1000 days of Nocode challenge. Back on day 42, we added a search functionality within our repeating group so that we could search for a specific user. In today's video, let's find out how we as developers can use Bubble's search tool to understand where we have used specific elements, specific reusable elements, specific data types, and so on. Because once the app gets complex, you might forget where you have used certain data types or elements or anything within the application. And this search tool, which is available within Bubble, will help us get there faster. So let's find out. The search tool that we are talking about today is not the search that we allow the end users to use, but for the developers ourselves to search for certain elements, certain fields, certain API calls, certain workflows, or anything of that sort. So let's explore. The icon that we have to be looking for is this one. Right now it is placed over here, but it could be anywhere on this header section. Now let's see what are the options available in this search tool from Bubble. So we have the drop-down search bar, which allows us to select from a lot of available options, which is element type, event type, action type, reusable element, and so on and so forth. Let's look at this each one by one. So when you select element type, it asks you what is the element type that you are looking to search for, right? All the elements that you can see over here on the left side will be shown here as well. So if you search for button, then you can give any text here or search for all the buttons available within the project. So in a few seconds, we should get all the buttons used within the entire project. Okay, so we have 41 buttons being used across the application, right? And you can see where all it has been used. Is it on a particular page or is it on a reusable element? All of that can be seen over here. And if you click on it, it will take you to that particular place, right? So in this particular case, it is over here, right? This is a button. Now, if you want a specific button, which has a specific text, then you can search for that as well. When I click on search, it will give me the button explore, which is available over here, right? That way you can also search for a specific button if you know what was the text that you had used for that button. Not just button, you can search for any element type. It could also be icon, for example. Icon with explore text is not there, of course. So let's search without the text and you can see all of it being shown. Let's move on and let's go to event type. Okay, when you select event type, it will ask you which event type are you looking to search for. And let's say page is loaded, right? I'll click on search and you can see all the places in the app where page is loaded has been used as an event. So when we call event, if we go to workflows, these are all the events, right? Button is clicked is an event. When the page loads is an event, and so on and so forth. So if you know what is the event that you have used, then you can search for that and see where it is being used, right? Thereby allowing you to go to that particular place and making any changes if required. Let's move on. After event type, we can go to action type. This allows you to search for any action that you have used within the application, right? Now, this could be sign the user up, which we have used in the application. You can see that this has been done on the register page, right? Likewise, we can use log the user out. Okay, we have also used this at 3 different places, right? One is the register page, which is the button logout that we had added. Yeah, that is this one. And we have also used it in the tweet page. That's over here. And we have also cloned this page, and that's why this has also got copied. After action type, we can go to reusable element, which gives you all the reusable element that we have in the application, right? You can see that we have 4 reusable elements created and all the 4 will be shown here. you can select any of them and click on search. It will show you all the places where this reusable element has been used. So login A has been used in register page, and as we can see, it will take us to this particular section. Let's move on and users element. Now this is very interesting, right? So we have element type, which allows you to search for all the elements that you have over here to see where those elements have been used across the application, right? Whereas users element allows you to see where you have used particular things as custom states or conditions or anything of that sort, right? So if we go to, let's say, login A, we don't have any usage of this, right? Though we have added the login A element here, we have not used it as a condition or anything. Whereas if we go to register, then you can see that we have used it at multiple places, right? So if I click on this one, you can see that we have used the element register, okay, to set the custom state. Whereas if I go to this one, then we have used it as a condition over here, where we are checking if the custom state is yes or no, based on which the checkbox is being checked. This is how you use users element. Let's move on. Users field. Now this is very, very important. Once you build a very complex application, you might forget what are the places where you have used a particular field from your database. And this will help us with that. Users field, type name. Okay, you can choose what is the data type that you want to look for. Let's go with user for now. Field name. Let's go with the name, right? And I'll click on search. You can see all the places where we have used the field name across the application, right? You can see that we have created an account for someone else from the backend workflow where we are setting the name. We have a user is modified. We are doing some database trigger, right? Where we are using this user now's name is not user before change name. So basically what we are doing here is we are using the name field for checking some condition, right? So whether it is creating the data, whether it is modifying the data, whether you are using the conditions or anything, you will get this particular result so that you can check where all you have used a particular field from the data type. The remaining ones we will cover in the next video.
And there you go. This was the first part of search functionality within Bubble. I hope this was helpful. We will cover a lot more of the search functionality in the next video. Until then, use the search functionality to see few of the elements that you have used within your application or data types. Until then, use the concept that you have learned today and see where you have used what type of elements in your application. And I will see you in the next one.